I'm giving my attack buff to Emily herself first because I want to scale a little bit more of the damage. Hopefully we win all our crits. Okay, a fantastic start. We missed all of our crits. Hey guys, just a special video for future star saviors, free-to-play, light spenders. This is MrPokke from the past. So my job as a star savior guy is to basically push my content as high as I can so that you guys can have an insight into the future of what to expect. So I would not expect any free-to-play or even light spenders to get close to this stage, at least at this point, because it will take a tremendous amount of resources and investments, as well as basically knowing what you're doing to get to chapter 18. For most players right now, as of this time recording, it is currently day 3.5 going into day 4. Free-to-play, I'm expecting you're around chapter 10, chapter 11, if you know what you're doing. If you're completely clueless and like a casual, check out my beginner guides, right? You can kind of get a little bit more of a progression over there. For light spenders, you're probably on chapter 13, chapter 14. I think that's what I've seen from my community, the light spenders. And then for the big boys and whales, plus you know what you're doing, you are around where I am here, right? This is right for the big boys. So today, we are just going to try clearing the most important stage of all time in starsavior. The reason why 18-36, it is a huge benchmark, and I want to do this on stream, is because once you clear 18-36, that is when you unlock the hard journey. Right, the hard journey is where you actually start playing career mode, where you can actually start farming for parent Umas, right? Ace Umas, parent Umas, getting specific artifacts, right? Doing the full decks for like recommendations. So everything up until medium easy, it doesn't really matter, right? It is a temporary solution. So only once you unlock hard career, that is when I'm gonna be a lot more focused on the journey progression, as well as start making my journey guide for you guys, right? So that is why this is the most important stage, because after 18-36, everything else doesn't matter anymore. It will just infinitely scale. You will get like upgrades for your levels, you will get upgrades for your AFK, but you also unlock hard difficulty, which they are just additional loot, which is not that big of a deal, right? Back in my days, this used to be 18-60. All right, this used to be 18-60, but devs listen, and today we have ourselves 18-36 as the final boss. So very good. So before I begin the run, this was essentially my best attempt that I've gotten when I was playing off stream after nearly an hour of reset, right? This was nearly an hour of reset where I was literally down to the very last bit of HP. All right, bro went in, he killed my bunny shard, so it was all that's left is for my Emily one ultimate. If I don't kill, I'm done. So I slammed this back down, we bada boom, and unfortunately, my curse from Honkai Star Rail never left me. Alright, this was after 1 hour of resets, fishing for the crits, fishing for the hit RNG, because if your lazy gets hit, or rather if your Emily gets hit, you get a cooldown reduction, right? So I was fishing every fucking thing, and lo and behold, I still fucking get hit with that 1%. So really unfortunate, and it was a super close run that I had, but I am fairly confident I'm able to get this on my first try now, because previously my CP was roughly 105k, so I got roughly 6,000 additional CP after upgrading their levels and their skills a little bit. So without further ado, let's go. So this is one of, if not the only few times where I'm actually using manual. I usually never touch manual unless I am grinding out the boss stages in the tower, because manual makes it a lot better. Or if you're gonna be going up to specific checkpoints where you want to push through in the center. So for 18-36, this is pretty much the final checkpoint. So I will absolutely try my very best to essentially get this done, right? So I'm not really gonna explain too much of how I play. My current team comp is basically 2 defenders, 1 sustain, and 1 DPS. If you want to play a stall team, you can actually clear this and go drink a coffee. It should be pretty straightforward. But this is a team that I'm going to be running, so we are just going to go for it, right? I'm giving my attack buff to Emily herself first, because I want to scale a little bit more of the damage. Hopefully win all our crits. Okay, a fantastic start. We missed all of our crits. You know what? I'm just going to retry, because if I miss my first crit, it might hit me with the 1%. So I do not want to risk that 1%. All right, So let's try to land our crits this time. Okay, I'm not gonna keep resetting for crit RNG, but crit does matter quite a bit, right? It is a pretty substantial damage difference. So we are just... Okay, one annoying thing I found is that there are no keyboard controls for like these skills, unlike HSR. So you have to press with your mouse button, which is a little bit annoying. Okay, I will keep resetting until Emily's ultimate actually lands on the fucking main target. First try. There are keyboard shortcuts, not that I'm aware of. Wait, is there keyboard shortcuts that let me curse my ultimates? No way! Oh shit, my bad. Devs, listen. Oh, devs, listen. Wait, back in my day, I didn't even have that. Bro, back in my day, I didn't have that, bro. Oh my god, devs, listen. Thank you, chat. Oh, that's crazy. That is actually crazy. Okay. Oh my god, can we please just land the crit, bro? Bro, my crit rate is actually not even that low, by the way. I think she's on like 67% crit rate, if I'm not mistaken. Alright, chat is dumb. That's very, very good. Can we finally land the crit? Okay, the reason why I'm so adamant on resetting, right, is that every crit matters, right? Every single crit matters. And if I was to lose this stage because I didn't reset for the first crit, bro, I might jump off in game, right? So we are not leaving this out. I want to maximize this, all right? Maximize the chances of winning. Okay, come on, buddy. Thank you. Okay, we can. Okay, now I'm no longer resetting, right? I am going all in, right? I'm going all in. I'm no longer resetting. Okay. For this specific setup, you could go for the skill, which will allow you to bring up your heals better, right? Right now, my entire team is almost 2 HP, so there's no reason for me to use my heal right now, and I want to do a little more toughness bar damage while giving myself the speed buff. Alright, that's why we went for the Ashira's skill instead of ultimate. Barney's Charlotte, we are always gonna activate our basic. So, good that we land our crit again. For my Nova Burst usage, I would only save my Nova Burst specifically for either Hilde or Emily's Nova Burst. Because for this Nova Burst, right, okay, V, because if you read here, you get shields. Right, you get temporary barrier on her basic, which is Emily and Hilde. And the way that you kill this thing is that you kind of have to make sure that your team is able to survive without taking too much AoE damage. Because Bro's ultimate is basically going to be based on AoE. So right now, because my Emily is still full HP, I don't need it as of now, because you can stack on Nova Burst all the way to 10 stacks. So we're just going to continue on basically. Alright, good crit. Alright, Hilde is just going to continue on as well. Okay, pray with me, chat. If I land a crit, bro, this is like 13k or 14k damage. If I miss a crit, the damage is halved. Pray with me, chat. Holy shit, though. That is a very, very good roll. That is a very, very good roll. Now we can activate our heals, which gives me the action value advance at as high of a efficiency as possible. Okay. My Emily is still full shield, so I can just continue on basically. Alright. Hilde is getting a little bit low. Okay, so here is when you want to start using your Nova Burst so that you can improve your sustain for Hilde, right? So you can get a bit of barrier, right? This is going to be very, very important. Asha also lands a follow-up attack. Okay, now that we have this, can we get another crit? Another crit. Another crit will be huge right now. Oh. Okay, you know what? It is what it is. No, it's fine. It's fine. It's okay. It's okay. Okay. So from this point on, you want to look at what skills Bro has, right? So this is an AoE ability, right? His next ability is always going to be an AoE. And then this is also going to be an AoE, right? So because of that, you ideally want to make sure you shield the unit with the lowest HP, because Wells Ashra can heal your entire team. As of right now, Hilde is the one with the lowest HP, so we are just simply going to shield Hilde. And on top of that, because my Hilde has a preemptive guard, the chances of me dying, like for example, if they aim my bunny Charlotte, it is very, very low, right? Because she's the backline. So the front lines have 80% chance of getting hit, which is my Gala Welt's Asha as well as Hilde, right? So we are gonna be a little bit more greedy with our shield plays and hope that they do not aim my bunny Charlotte, because we want to amplify as much durability, like effective HP for the entire team. Right, so we're just gonna be able to cast the skill here. Okay. And then we are just gonna go for the basic. And he's gonna do the AoE. Alright, he's gonna do the AoE. So hope the minions do not aim bunny Charlotte. Alright. Okay, that's fine. So they aim Hilde, which is exactly what I expected to happen, right? Because Hilde is 80% chance to get hit. So that's why you always give a shield to the unit at the lowest HP and the one where they are most likely to make use of the shield, right? So from this point onwards, because he is about to break here, and he's also about to do a single target attack, I will just once again activate my Nova Flare to give myself as much shield as possible, right? I always want to try to make this shield as high as I can, right? Here's a follow-up. Okay, so then once again he aims Hilde, which is very, very nice. So his next hit is gonna be the AoE, right? So this is when you want to ideally break bro before he takes a turn. So we're gonna activate our Emily out. This flies back down. Okay, very, very good. Then we're gonna get ourselves the additional turn. Okay, very, very good. Then we're just gonna go for our basic. Okay. Okay, very important. If he drops below 50% here, he will instantly take action. Alright, you can see, he instantly took action because he dropped below 50% HP. So that was actually a decent enough, or rather that was actually a little bit of a bad timing because he is already pushed back. But if I do not scale, there is a low chance that my Barney Claire might die. So this is the gamble. I do not want to break him right now. I want to break him when my units are about to take a turn to make full use of the Toughness Break. Because Toughness Break is 100% AV delay. So I have to gamble and we do a basic with Ashura and hope that the two minions hit either Hilde or Emily. If they hit Bunny Claire, I jump off in game, right? So let's go. Good. Okay, fantastic. Right, so that is absolutely fantastic. Now you can see that when I activate and break him, he will be pushed all the way back, which will give me a lot more room to move. Alright, so we'll slam this back in. This push him down. So he's gonna break all the way down, right? So from this point, that is when you activate Omega. So Omega is gonna be a heal, as well as a team-wide speed buff. Right, we got a bit of heal, get a bit of team-wide speed buff. Now we just continue on with our basic. Right, we can save up all of our Nova Force until Bro recovers. So this is gonna give us a lot of heal because of Welt's limit break tree. So we're just gonna continue basicing. Alright, and you can see the Omega speed buff allow my Hilde to take another action again because of the 20% speed, right? So a lot of follow-up. And I think that at this point, we are pretty much going to win unless I die to a crit, which I don't think it's happening. Okay, just to play it safe, I am going to shield Barney Claire. Okay, just to play it safe. Because if Barney Claire dies, we are kind of fucked. Just to play it safe. Alright, then we activate another Excalibur. Okay. However, I mean Barney Charlotte, right? Barney Charlotte. Same. Alright. Okay, at this point, I'm thinking of basicing for more shield, but I don't think it's needed. Because I don't think we're going to be bringing this guy again, so we can just go for the skill here. Because he should be done. Unless he tries to kill... No, he can't kill. It's okay. Okay. From here... I need my Hilde to block a bunch of hits. Because my Emily is getting a little bit low. And then once Emily's turn begins, I can activate my Emily shield. Okay, we do have the ultimate ready, so that's gonna be an AoE heal, which is very, very nice. So let's just go for the basic, which will trigger my Waltz Ashia's full up as well. Okay. Okay. Now we just hope. Oh, that is huge! Huge guard by Hilde. Absolutely massive. And now Welt's Astra activates bringing up my Emily before this guy. Alright, this brings up my Emily before this guy. Now I can activate my burst skill so that I can get myself a barrier for Emily so that I would not die to any like potential one hits over here. Okay. Okay. Okay, huge. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. I am just gonna activate burst so that I can get more shields. Because if the minions target Hilde too much, it might be a bit good. It might be a bit cool. Yeah, and notice how I never ever aim the minions, right? You only aim the boss. Which is why single target DPS tended to be a lot more impactful compared to AoE. Right? You only want to focus on the boss. If we crit here, I think he might just die. If we crit here. Oh, that's so fucking close. Oh, that's so fucking close. Okay, but I think there's no way we lose this, right? Nah, I think it's done. And with that, we cleared 1836, bringing us to the end of Chapter 18, the most impactful stage in the entire Star Savior. Once you get here, you are going to unlock Hard Journey, which is going to be a separate video by itself. So hopefully that was a little bit of insight of like how combat works in like hard PvE stages. Because you can definitely make use of this in like tower clears and everything, right? Okay, but like if you don't have enough CP, because you don't have enough like health, defense, or attack, or if you're a bit lower, whatever I did just now is basically how you want to think of playing PvE stages. Like you want to try to utilize the Thanos bar to get maximum value for 100% AV delay, so that you do the right code. And also if you were to run AI, like full auto, the AI does not activate Nova Flare. Nova Force. So you actually do not get the additional shields and Thanos bar damage, which is why manual will definitely get you better results than AI, right? So that is holy shit, now don't buy this by the way. So with that, we actually unlock our first ever hard journey with max 120 potential. I will save this for something in the future, but before we end off this video, this is the build and the team that I have as a light spender, right? As a light spender. So 4-piece crit with 2-piece fighting spirit, 147 spirit, all that kind of stuff, level 140, right? Light spender, right? Very light spender, right? 7200 rating for the story. All right, 20. I give all my risks a little bit around level 25 because risk does give you decent, okay-ish amount of CP increase, right? So every bit is gonna help. So this is gonna be my Hilde, which is almost 40k HP with 2k defense, which is not too shabby. That's also 7300 on the Stellar Archive. All my main units, they are around 72, right? This is the standard that I'm going to be aiming for medium. Then once you go into Hard Journey, you can start aiming for the S rank, which is roughly 9k journey score, which is what the JP and Carol players are going to be having. We are roughly 366 with max delivery rate on the Hilde, but frankly speaking, the preemptive guard triggered once. It literally triggered once in the entire fight, so like, it is what it is. Then this is gonna be our Emily, 368. I am intentionally giving my Emily more points on the ultimate because I am gonna be using her everywhere, right? She is pretty much the closest thing there is to a best RG. If I have to name one best RGB unit, it's gonna be Emily, right? You're gonna use her in almost every single PvE and PvP. So I will eventually bring this ultimate to max level 10 just for the additional damage percentage that you can see over here, right? So I'm gonna get the additional 6%, and she uses the ultimate very frequently. The shield is kind of whatever. It's okay, but eventually by the time you want to reach the end game and you want to play like PvP, especially against assassins, you want to bring this up to higher as well, so your casters do not get one shot, right? And then lastly, our Welt's Ashura is gonna be on 4-piece HP with 2-piece fighting spirit, 44,000 HP on 2k defense and 157 speed. All right, and my build for my Emily is actually more PvP focused because I'm giving her 4-piece speed. So she has 185, right? But I've noticed that even if this is meant, technically it's better for PvP, you don't really feel that big of a difference because sometimes action value is action value. So I don't really even bother giving her like 4 piece HP or 4 piece crit rate because speed is speed. And I will definitely use this for my PvP, right? This is like my secret tech to climb to rank 1 PvP, but don't worry about it. And last build for my Emily, or rather for Welt's Asha, 666. I gave both Welt's Asha and Charlotte level 6 skills. And for basic, because my basic actually deals a decent amount of damage, right? She does a decent amount of full out because this is 2 basic and she casts a basic every single time when she full out. So we are going to be going 666 for all 3. Stellar Archive, this is honestly a little bit low. I would prefer this was like a little bit higher, but I'm kind of chill. And then there's 72, 73, as well as a 69, right? So that is pretty much it. Oh, limit break. Okay, so our limit break is gonna be a LB3 plus 1, LB2, LB3, as well as a LB2 over here, right? And once again, you're definitely not gonna be able to reach this at like 3 days in. So if you have a much lower stat as well as dupes compared to me, you are probably coming this like when you eventually reach this, hopefully this video is gonna be a little bit helpful just to go through like the mechanics of like Thanos bringing everything. So we have come to the end of today's content. I will be back with you guys on the journey guide very soon. Word of the day is gonna be finally join Twitch, join Discord, use code POKE for 10% off. Game myself all the best, guys. I'll see you guys next time. Thank you.